itchy skin, brain fog, hot flashes, brittle bones, you can't sleep, always feeling tired, belly fat, feel like you're going crazy, painful joints. I read a lot of these comments from women in different communities that I am a part of, and there is consensus that what they're going through is weighing heavy on them and they're very miserable. And these communities that I'm talking about are communities with women who are either going through perimenopause, menopause, and some postmenopausal women. According to a 2019 Forbes article, by 2025, over 1 billion women will experience or transition fully into menopause. That's a really big deal, and that will affect some of you watching this video. Maybe it'll affect your mother first, or your aunt first, or your sister first, but eventually, sister, it will reach you. And I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm not here to incite fear or anything like that. But, I really want to have this discussion with us, between you and me, about what we can do to prepare for menopause, perimenopause, and postmenopause. There are different stages of menopause that I like to go into. And I like to just kind of level set what that means to go through menopause. I'm in a different season of my life, which is kind of why I'm gearing the information I relay to you more towards health, women's health, menopause, kind of in that bucket. I don't know if you've noticed that the last few videos I've been pushing out are on hormones, primarily estrogen, even though there's progesterone and testosterone, which I'll get into down the line, getting fit and healthy, being over a certain age and trying to kind of level set your life. Because once you enter, we all have different seasons of life. And once you enter a particular season, it's really going to, some of us are like taken aback at how fast it came. Some of us, I'm over 40, and I know some of you are watching are over 40, and you're just like, wait a minute, when did that happen, right? And I often thought about making videos about what to avoid in your 30s. Maybe I'll do that down the line. But honestly, what I'm looking at for right now is not only women's health, but specifically perimenopausal women who are in their early 40s, mid 40s, how to prepare for menopause. Because what I'm seeing out there, women are taken aback. Women are so shocked, and there needs to be more information about what we can do. And that's why I'm bringing you along my journey to show you what I'm trying to do to prepare, because it's around the corner. It could happen any day now. We could be transitioning into that as we speak, but we don't know just yet. We might have these different weird symptoms that we've never had before. And if we don't get our estrogen levels tested, how would we ever know, right? And there are certain ways to be able to figure out if you've entered menopause. For example, not having a full menstrual cycle for 12 months straight. No bleeding for 12 months. That's one of the key indicators that you've entered menopause. But let me not jump ahead. Let me back up a little bit and talk to you about why I think it's important for us to prepare for menopause, and why I'm trying to track my journey, and hopefully we can do this journey together, is because there are 4 specific factors that are really need attention. We need to pay attention to these factors right now. And they include bone health. Osteoporosis is a big deal with menopause, specifically postmenopause. We need to talk about our muscles. Women, past a certain age, we rapidly lose muscles. We lose our muscle mass. And so it's important for us to build muscle and maintain muscle as we get older. Another thing is brain health. My gosh, Alzheimer's is a big deal with women past a certain age, and this I want to be able to bring you the science, but not be too bogged down in the science, but kind of give you a level set of why bone, muscles, brain health is important for us. And then there's also heart health. So the heart is a muscle, but there's more nuances around heart health, and specifically how to maintain a healthy heart, get into shape, avoid cardiovascular disease. Women of color are at higher risk for cardiovascular disease. And I just read an article, and this is not new information, but it's getting more dire, specifically about heart disease. I recently read a 2024 article that was published in January that stated 60% of Black women over the age of 20 have cardiovascular disease. Let us pause right there for a minute. Like, that's, this is not new information, but, when you say it out loud, you got to wonder, am I in that 60%? I don't know when the last time you've had your labs checked, your cholesterol, your LDL, your HDL, your A1C, your glucose levels. When was the last time any of you checked any of these things? If it's not your physical annual, you're going to see your OB-GYN, not many of us can pinpoint a time where we've had these levels checked. So it's something we need to really invest the time and energy into, is our health, right? Another thing I wanted to mention is, on this journey, exercise is becoming a more prominent part for me, because I don't know if you remember from a video I recently put out called YouTube Called Me Out. I had done side-by-side comparisons to a video I did recently versus a video I did a year ago, and you can see the clear difference in that I put on about 20 pounds. And I made a decision to go to the gym to seek out a personal trainer. A lot of resources say it's 80% nutrition, 20% fitness, but I said, let me start with the fitness because I don't think my nutrition is that bad. You never know. I'm going to be showing you what I'm doing along the way. But the thing with me was, when I went to test my BMI and body fat percentage, they were so high, and I thought the little machine I used was rigged. I'm like, no, this is not right. Something is off here. And that's kind of like the mentality we're in sometimes. If we don't get these numbers shown to us to our face, how would we ever know that we're really not in a healthy state? We would never know if we don't get these things tested. Now, there's a better way to calculate body fat percentage, like pinching the actual fat under your arms and doing different calculations. But just the value I got from the machine that I used was enough to tell me, okay, you need to make some changes. We need to make some changes. And that's why I'm here trying to document this particular journey. And so I know that some of you watching may not feel this information is relative to you, and I get it. I understand that. But there are a lot of women out there who are, as I said before, they're confused. They feel like they're going crazy. They feel like they don't have any control over their bodies, and all the symptoms that they're feeling and that they're experiencing, they don't know what to do with it. I don't know, maybe they don't have access to a healthcare provider, or they do have access, but they're being dismissed. All their symptoms are being dismissed. Maybe it's not clear cut. If you're a woman who has had children and perhaps you have an IUD in place, you won't know if you're still having a regular menstrual cycle if you've had that IUD in place for years, because what that IUD does, it's a hormonal contraceptive, but in a high percentage of women, they don't even see their menstrual cycle anymore. And if they do, it's very light. So there are so many things at play in our life that it's like, am I in perimenopause? Am I in menopause? How would I know? How do I figure this out? What are these symptoms like? One thing we always hear is hot flashes and night sweats, the two hallmark signs of someone going through menopause. However, it's more than that. It is a lot more than that. But we should talk about workplace stress, home stress, life stress, other stresses that are going on that kind of, take precedence in our life, and we forget to take care of ourselves. And in educating ourselves, we might go on the internet and look for information. We might watch other YouTube videos from other women who are going through these particular life experiences, or you might go to the library and get books, or buy books, for example. So I've got the Hormone Repair Manual, Fast Like a Girl, Hormone Intelligence. A lot of this information in these books are very helpful, but sometimes they're so nuanced and scientific that you may not even be able to get what you need. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to take my expertise, my experience, and break it down for you in bite-sized doses and bite-sized pieces. I like to say doses because I'm a pharmacist, so I'll just say I like to break down scientific information for you into bite-sized doses that are digestible and that you can be able to understand better. One of the things I'd also like to do as I am putting out more information is to kind of put some quizzes in the community tab, some did you knows information at bite-sized pieces so that it can be like a little fun. Like, did you know that XYZ? How much do you know about fiber, about protein, about estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, about how to improve, how to fast better. Just a lot of information that I think would be beneficial for you, especially if you're past a certain age and whether or not you're experiencing any of the symptoms yet. you may not be experiencing anything. You might be good to go, but the fact remains that menopause is coming. Another thing I'd like to do is, because in part of my research, I've noticed that certain women from different parts of the world, their symptoms aren't as dire as women in the West. I want to know why Japanese women don't experience menopause symptoms as bad as American women. Is it the soy? Is it the beans? Is it the legumes? Is it the tofu? What is it that's in their diet that's making them not coast through menopause, but have less of those symptoms that we're known to have, right? So that's going to be something that I'm going to be diving into, because what I've seen so far is pretty interesting. It's pretty fascinating. And it's like, if sisters around the world have figured it out, why aren't we joining them? Why aren't we saying, this makes sense, let me do it? And and it's not only women in the West, because our diets are also cultural, right? So food I grew up on may not be the standard American diet, but doesn't mean it's as healthy as a standard American diet, right? I grew up on food from this country, but I also grew up on my cultural food from my parents' country, right? Nigeria. So all of the foods they have were brought over here, and that's what we continue to eat. As a kid, I give it to my kids sometimes, but we got to really break down and figure out, are these things as healthy for us, and are there alternatives that we can provide not only for ourselves, but for our children. So that's something I'm going to be exploring as well. Honestly, I hope this particular video has level set for you what I'm trying to do on this channel. I could be giving out scientific fact after scientific fact after scientific fact, and maybe it's beneficial for you, but I just wanted to take a step back and just kind of let you know what I'm thinking, what's going on, and why I wanted to talk about these things. And hopefully it will be of benefit to you, and that you will be able to find some comfort and some solutions in your life, especially if you are going through the menopause transition. So inshallah, this video has been helpful for you. Please don't forget to comment below. Let me know, like, subscribe, let a sister know what's going on with you. And, let's communicate. Let's build this community and engage with one another, because I always respond to comments. Inshallah, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for engaging with me, and thank you for your time. Take care.